Haha, got you guys good, didn't I?
Don't worry, guys. It was just the Buns having some funs.
Hey guys, this is Sid, and welcome to the second episode of Fresh Buns. I'm joined here by two badass women. Firstly, as you know, my co host,
Hey, stop it, man.
Mahati. Mahati, and our special guest here, Mira.
Hi guys.
Hi, guys. This is Mahati, and me introducing Mira goes way, way back. Mira and I have been friends for almost 7 years now,
Yeah.
and I've known her since law school, and Mira was my roommate in law school. So, orientation day in law school, first day, we are divided into groups, and it so happens that Mira and I were in the same group, and it was like a bunch of 10 to 15 of us, and we were taken into a classroom. So I had to introduce Mira and Mira had to introduce me because we were sitting next to each other. That was the activity, to introduce the person next to you. So I had known Mira for the past 2 days because she was my roommate. I was chilling with her. And I ended up saying, like, Mira is this ace badminton player and she's played for India. She's played under 19 World Championship. She's gone all over India playing badminton. And I gave these, like, really masala nice introduction. Mira froze. Mira just froze. And Mira went, this is Moti Gulati. And I'm like,
She didn't get your name right.
yeah, she didn't get my name right. She said, this is Moti Gulati.
For a
And
minute, it was so overwhelming because everyone's looking at you and the pressure was real. And I'd spent like 2 whole days chilling with this girl and I'd probably heard her name once. Because
were
when you're
my
chilling with
roommate,
someone,
dude.
you probably say, hi, this is me, and that's it. It's pretty weird, but... And when everyone looking at you, and that
can get
introduction was solid.
overwhelming.
So yeah.
yeah, so
So Mahati did a good job, but Mira had what all of
Mira
us
gave
call
me a name. And
classic performance anxiety.
Yeah, for real. It was such a weird moment because everyone's staring at me and looking at me, hoping for me to say something, I don't know, fitting and a proper introduction, and I just froze.
but that's okay. I think I ended up getting a name which
Stayed forever.
stayed forever. I think she just calls me Moti now.
I actually didn't know you had this nickname. I didn't know people called you Moti.
Only she calls me Moti.
No, and because
Oh,
of this,
it's
when
like a
I'm
special
trying to like tell my friends about her, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do this with Moti. And they'd look at me saying, who is Moti? And at this point in college, everybody kind of figured that I call her Moti.
And some people are like, why do you call her Moti? She's not fat. I'm like, hey, thanks, guys.
It's just an us thing.
So, yeah, it's just an us thing. So, yeah, that's Mira. She's, as I said, she's an ace badminton player and she's also a badass lawyer.
Yeah.
So, let's welcome Mira. Let's clap for her.
yeah.
Go Mira.
Wow, feeling all kinds of ego boost today.
So, when did you start playing badminton?
So basically, I started playing when I was 4, and this started because my sister used to play badminton. So I have an older sister, and my parents decided that it was time for her to go to the club and start playing a sport because it's not just enough to study. And as every other Indian parent,
That's very unlike a South Indian parent, actually.
no, but my dad is kind of different. He expects for us to also be able to like exercise and have that going on the side. And he thinks it's very important. So, and I was one of those kids who always wanted to do everything that the older sister was doing. So it started off by me just going with her. And as she was going to like 8th grade or something, she focused more on studying. And I really enjoyed going to the club and playing in the park as opposed to actually playing badminton. So I'd actually go to play simply because I'd get that 1 hour in the park. And I think I was around 4 or 5. And then eventually, when I got a little older, when I was 6 or 7, my coach realized that, okay, fine, I think this girl has some potential and probably needs to play more than just the weekend in the club. And he suggested to my mom saying, listen, maybe you should give it a try. And my mom was very excited because she didn't ever expect for me to have that kind of potential. And playing a sport is not very new in my family because most of my uncles have actually been playing hockey and my dad has also been into the sporting.
Oh, so you come from a family of sports persons.
Yeah, my dad's side.
Okay.
And so they were all very encouraging and very supportive of me playing a sport. And my dad initially wasn't very sure that I'd do that well because at that age you can't really tell. It's more of a, okay, does she like it? Will she really like it when she gets older? What is the potential then? We'll see when we get there. So it was just me, and I was in a very relaxed and like a nice school where they didn't have that put that pressure on us to kind of study when we were in school or have exams or deal with that homework pressure, while most of the kids near my house had to do all of that.
Wait, so you are telling me that you were in school, but you were exempt from doing all the homework and all the studying and all? Dude, I wanted that life.
Because my school is very cool. We didn't have our first tests until like 6th or 7th grade, and I've never done homework. So I was one of those kids always in the street waiting to do something, to play with people. And when it was March, because my birthday is in March, I'd be so excited to throw a birthday party and have all of them come. But only my school friends would come. All of the others would be dying with tests. And I'm just like, how, guys? What's happening?
He went to the wrong school.
I
Yeah,
think
guys.
with the test, it was also a little bit of envy there, because if I knew that you weren't doing your tests and you weren't doing any of your homework, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
But
She
yeah.
doesn't get to do her homework, but while I'm sitting here just studying maths and doing all the
Sada kutta Tommy, sada kutta kutta.
Exactly, dude. I'm so thankful to like the school that I've gone to. It's mad. But yeah, so my parents were happy and I don't know, very encouraging. And also because we had that kind of time, because I didn't need to do all the other things. Studying was just a school concept for us. You go to
Right.
school, you come back, and we'd be done by like 4:45. And post that, my mom would be like, okay, fine, go play for like an hour or two. And yeah,
But you trained for just an hour or two?
when I was a kid, yes, because it was just us trying to like figure out how to play. But I eventually made the switch to Prakash Padukone Academy when I was
Right.
around in my under 13. And that's when it got a little tedious because after school, you'd still have to. So school was until 4:45 for us.
Right.
And I'd get that permission to get to the academy early and play from 4 to 6:30. But we'd also have something called morning fitness, which means that you wake up and then you do everything to gain that stamina and strength that you need and will require as you grow older. Because when you're 13, you can't do too much. It's basic the technical aspect that you're focusing on, aiming to get the right strokes. And they have that kind of coaches to help you with that as
Right.
like a beginner and a prerequisite to you joining like the senior coaches. So for a couple of years you do that. And the training also in the morning, I used to train with this coach in Kantira Stadium who basically trained a lot of other athletes. So it was basic normal running and like high jumps or any of that the normal athlete would actually require. And so yeah, I'd go do that, come back, go to school, come back, go play. And my mom was very enthusiastic. She'd even put me in like music class and dance class and painting classes and keyboard classes at this point.
Oh yeah, you
Yo-
told me you went to Kaman Hassan's wife's dancing
Yeah,
classes,
so I was
right?
taught
Yeah.
dance by Vani Ganapati, and she's not someone you take easily. It's a proper dedicated dance school almost that I would say. So I would go there and do dance like thrice a week. And before that, I'd go for music class because I was very interested in music. I still am. So I really wanted to learn Carnatic music. So I went to this teacher. And Carnatic music sits well with Bharatanatyam because it's the same kind of...
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a similar form of like the music eventually that is the same,
It's
that backs
similar,
your
yeah.
dance, right?
Yeah.
So I'd do that, and I was also enthusiastic about painting. So the weekends, my mom also paints, so I'd go and like paint, and I was also doing this keyboard class thing in between.
Wow, man.
She was
Which is a
basically doing
lot.
everything, like
She's
literally
done everything.
This is also because most of these kids were busy doing their homework, and I didn't know what to do, so I was trying to sign up for as many things.
Dude,
as
I
could.
came back
She was
home
like-
and watched Hannah Montana. bro.
She was like, homework, what the hell is that, man? I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah.
But,
Let's do something
I
else.
wasn't someone who's very glued to the TV also. I
Wow.
really enjoyed the outside and like doing as much as I can outside.
So Mahati tells me that you've been a national level player and also an international level player. How was that like?
It was a very hectic life. So before I got to law school, it was at least 6 to 8 hours of training. And this is, you're training to be a professional badminton player.
Right.
So I've had the privilege of representing India in the Under-19 World Junior Championships and the Badminton Asian Championship.
Right.
And it was a very different experience. So up until then, it was rigorous tournament schedules because you play the state level, then you play your national ranking tournaments. And based on this, you play a national championship, and how you fare in that decides if you're going to make it to the team. So after all of this, you eventually get to like the international arena, And it's so intimidating to see all of those people do what they do and with that kind of dedication. And it's you feel so small and you realize your place in this huge globe that is in front of you. So I think it's a very important experience, and that helped me realize so much about my journey and my game. So
Right. I actually played badminton with a couple of my friends, I think a week back or so. And we played on the court. So there was this guy, he was my friend. And so we've never played badminton before, mind you. Maybe
not even in college.
I must have, no, not even in college. I must have played like what, 10, 12 years back or something. And there was this friend of mine, and I was playing against him. So we played, and then I happened to beat him only by a margin. And then he comes to me and he's like,
Do you know how many points are there in a game?
yeah, 21.
Yeah,
That's right. So he comes to me and then he's like, yo, I was like, how was the game, man? And he was like, yo, I remember badminton being completely different. I was like, what do you mean? And then he says, I don't remember moving, because when we used to play on the streets, right, we just used to hit the shuttlecock.
No, this is also a lot that this is very common. So many of my family friends would come and ask me, so why I'm putting in that many hours working on my fitness or my strength? And they wouldn't realize what an agile, you need to be very agile when you're playing badminton.
Correct.
It's about the 0.1 microsecond that counts as opposed to
Exactly.
actually running behind.
Now that he brought up playing on the streets, dude, while playing on the streets as a kid, I don't know why they call the shuttlecock, dude. And they won't even say shuttlecock. They'll just say cock.
Cock.
Hey, cock is stuck in the tree. Cock is stuck in the tree. And what
And
do
they
you
say
do?
bat. They don't even say racket.
Racket. And so, dude, even as kids, I'm sure even I have done it. And recently, I was just taking out my car, and my neighbors were playing on the street. And one cock was stuck on the tree. So the mum is telling her husband, she's saying, Henry, cock kodtira melinda. That means, hey, will you give me a cock from upstairs? And I'm like, oh wow, this sounds bad. We shouldn't be saying this. So,
Should
yeah.
have been like, coming, just one second. And she also tells me that you've played in Taiwan and in Malaysia.
Yeah, so that's where Taiwan was where my badminton Asian championship was. So it's all Asian
Wonderful.
countries competing. And it was a mad experience because imagine you're getting to go without your parents. That's like a big, so I'm doing this, I'm going out of the country.
And at what age was this?
When I was 18.
Okay.
Okay, so I've traveled quite a bit without my parents, but internationally not too much because this
Right.
is fully sponsored by your Indian government. And it was so much fun because I also got to spend a lot of time with like my teammates, but a lot of travel, new country, new experiences, getting lost, finding new things.
You said you lost your phone in Taiwan or something, no?
Yeah, Taiwan was a mad experience. So I was there, lost my phone, and it was like a smaller part of the whole city that we were at. And we had to go print our jerseys also at this point. And here, me and my mixed doubles partner, we're in a street. And at this point, no Google Maps also to help us. No one speaking English. And we're just so confused. And we just know we live in this really nice hotel opposite the Taiwan 101. Like, that's the landmark building in Taiwan. So we were like, okay, cool. There's no way we're going to not know how to go back. But at that point, to go and find that phone, we eventually got it. That's a different thing. But to get past all those people, to try and tell them that, okay, fine, I possess this yellow bright phone and I left it in this spot and please help me get it. Yeah, and all of this to remember that you have a mother back home who's going to ask you so many questions about. That was the only thing racing in my mind. And I was like, okay, fine, we have to get this phone and like go
No,
back.
I went there asking small things is also difficult. How much is this? Like,
Yeah, it's very hard to like communicate.
Imagine explaining phone lost, yellow phone.
Yeah, and it was quite a while. It took me a while to realize that the phone was missing because we were very glued to our phones right now.
Yeah.
But back then, we were just like, okay, fine, we need to text someone. I didn't even have a SIM on it. So there was no reason for me to even look at my phone saying, okay, fine, I probably have to like give this person a call or like respond back.
So I had actually a similar experience when I had gone to represent India in the Baddie Champions. Okay, I'm kidding. I didn't go.
For a second, I was like, wow, what is this new information?
So I was actually backpacking with my sister in China. So we had gone to Beijing. People don't speak much English there. Maybe deliberately, I'm not sure. We'll have
Yeah.
to ask them. in Cantonese. So we had visited this place called Forbidden City, and we went through the main entrance, got out from the back
Sounds
side.
like a video game.
Got out from the back side, and I had some cash with me. I had my passport, my sister's passport, camera, and everything. And we took an e-rickshaw from there. So he was like, okay, fine, it's 30 yuan, Chinese currency. So he's like, 30 yuan, and I'll take you back to the hotel. Again, we didn't have Google and all
Yeah.
that. So our man, what he does is he takes us to like this street, okay, which is completely isolated. And then he asks us to get off his e-rickshaw. So then he says, I don't want 30 yuan, I want 300 yuan. And I was just looking at him like, yo, I don't have the money for all of this. I don't have the money. Just please take us back. And he started thumping his head like this, like as if he became completely crazy, or he was trying. It was his way of threatening me.
Okay.
But my sister was also there, and this fight or flight situation just kicked in. And then I was like, okay, you got to stop. I took out my bag, opened the zip, and took out my nunchucks, and I went like, yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
that also didn't happen, but it would have been good if it did, though. I just gave him the money because there was just a.
No, that's fair.
Mm.
Yeah.
So in fight or flight?
So it was
Sid
flight.
pays.
It was a lot
Sid-
of flight.
A lot of flight, yeah.
So just run away from there, please. We have nothing to do with you.
But you've had a lot of losing stuff. You've lost your camera. You've lost your.
I know that
cycle.
was robbed.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
also the bicycle. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you lost a lot in life. Mm.
Difficult, cold mess.
What a cold mess.
What
it
a
is.
cold mess. So, Mira, from this environment where you're traveling, training, and barely attending classes, you took this huge shift, like a 180-degree turn, and you came to law school. How different was this for you to come to an environment where, especially in first year, we're all just running that race? I mean, towards second and third year, we give up and like, okay, kuch nahi hone wala. So, but then like first year is where everybody is running and wants to achieve something. How was that
You
different for you?
literally saw what day one was like. I froze because I was so clueless, because I'm not used to sitting in a classroom with everybody actively wanting to participate. So even when I went to college, it was a very chilled out atmosphere where everyone's just there doing their thing and going back. But law school was very different because I didn't have the same intentions like the rest of my class when I got there. Like I didn't go there initially to become a topper or to ace law school with that corporate job. And it was very inspiring in many ways to see how everybody really wanted to be there and really wanted to like get something out of that journey. And I was just there because I assumed, and my mom assumed more than me, that I really wanted to be a lawyer. And I'm thankful for that assumption today. But back then I was very clueless. And also because law school is that space where you also need to prep so much before you go into class. And this is not something that I was used to. I was barely used to like studying a week before my exam or even a few days before
And
my
doing
exam.
no homework. I will never forget that.
Yeah, and not doing my homework, or even if I had to do my homework, never doing it and ask my parents to do it for me and going to class very normally. And here I was in Jindal where they expected to read like 50 to 100 pages every day before you go into class. And I had professors who were asking me random lines from like readings, expecting for me to respond. And I didn't know how it worked. And it was very, very, very overwhelming. I was just a very lost kid. I think we spent the first few months figuring out what was happening.
I think first semester we
first
felt.
few months were hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, first semester I think we spent figuring it out, because even though I came from a school where we used to always study and everything, but still like this was completely different for me because I'm used to like, people just working with each other, working together. And in that way, I'm glad I found Mira, because that whole sense of, someone studying with you, someone
Yeah.
there
And also
with
that
you.
wavelength, and also how we studied. So we probably wouldn't spend all day. We'd
Yeah.
organize that time in a better way. And even college was a space for me where I also continued playing.
Yeah.
So it allowed for me to, customize my schedule in such a way. And I think we figured out like 2-3 months into college about how to make this work. And
Dude, I think we're jumping. Can you see us jump? Is this where I fail?
Yeah,
is this you or me jumping?
I think one of us. But if it
So-
fails, I think it's you. If it wins, I think it's me.
No.
So we made Mira play this game called Ori and the Blind Forest. It's a stunning game with stunning visuals, and it was developed by Moon Studios back in 2015. It's also one of my favorite games that I've ever played. Basically about this kindred spirit who strays away and gets picked up by this panda-looking like creature called Naru, and then there's this cataclysmic event where there is no food left in that forest, and Naru dies because of starvation. So
Aww.
Ori gets back on his feet, and he's like, I need to resurrect Naru
It's
in
a
whatever
very,
way possible.
like he said, it was a very sad first few minutes. Like when you're reading through and trying to understand the story, when you're trying to understand the game, it's a very cute, and like we spoke about, this gaming to me never, like I never knew it'd be so much fun and this peaceful. And we've always assumed gaming to be
Guns.
combat and like
yeah.
guns and
Shooting.
and that's something that not really appealed to me too much. But
Apart
this
from the times that I was playing Candy Crush, which is also a game.
Not a game.
Shut
no,
up.
but at least I've played Club Penguin. Club Penguin qualifies as child level gaming.
Yeah, I think this was me.
Yeah, this is where you're
yeah.
literally struggling to jump
This
on
is me.
top of that.
Hey, sports was never my thing, okay? Jumping athlete.
So Mira, you had played Club Penguin before, but now that you've seen how immersive games can be, will you play something like this in the future? Or
I'd love to. I'm actually going to go and download this game if I can, because this is so exciting. And I also have this thing when I fail at something, I really want to do it. So I'm going to keep doing it even if I don't get past that clip.
I'm pretty sure this was me, guys.
Then I'm going to come and save you and then get off that cliff.
so guys, please check out Ori and the Blind Forest. It's a really nice game available on Steam as well. You can download it or you can get it for free. I'm just going to end it there. But let's get back to Mira.
Either way, you need to tell me if it's downloading or getting it for free, how to do it, because even I found this very interesting. So yeah, back to Mira. Mira, even you have an Instagram page, or you run it is just a platform. That's it. Called
So
Hot Off?
me and a couple of friends, actually sports enthusiasts, we were very interested in having one of these pages that focused on women in sports, because most of the time we forget to highlight the mad things women can do in the arena of sports. So we decided to focus on celebrating and sharing various stories of athletes. And when I say athletes, I don't limit it to people just performing for the nation, but people on a general, like female coaches, people with jobs in this field. And this also doesn't limit itself to merely coaches on field, but physiotherapists, psychologists, all of them, and simply sharing their story and making it a safe space for anyone if they want to reach out to any of these people that we're contacting or putting up on the page, or simply sharing their story and wanting for more people to be more aware and also pick up, try to look for opportunities in this arena. Because having played a sport, I didn't know too much about the opportunities for me if, let's say, in the event I was going to retire. I didn't know what I was going to do after. And
Very true.
I'm thankful I went to law school and I know what I have a little bit of my life sorted at this point. But so many of my friends still were in that in-between phase of I still want to give back to sport, but I don't know how to give back to sport.
Really
True,
and
true. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So our initiative basically also focused on that. And
That's interesting because when you usually look at a sports person or an athlete, you just look at him or her individually. You don't look at the entire team and the hard work that goes behind that particular
definitely.
sports person. So
And
that's
also
an
because
interesting-
this whole stigma of whether a woman should play a sport and whether it's biologically okay, and so many times there's so many setbacks, and we're just
Right.
simply trying to normalize all of it and also make them aware that it's okay. There's so many other women with you doing this. Not trying to make anything small or big here, but just trying to make it a more inclusive space for everyone. That's it.
Yeah, guys. I mean, women can do anything in the world.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking about?
Yeah, and also I think viewership also, for example, if Wimbledon finals, right?
Mhm.
Women's finals happens on a Saturday and men's
Yeah.
final is on a Sunday. I
Interesting.
don't get this logic because why? I mean, even that's a singles final. This is a singles
But
final.
you also do realize that they also pay us very differently, right? This is also some issues that we just fail to like look at or realize. And there's so many other sports, like at least tennis has that sense of popularity.
That's true, yeah.
But talking about some other sports, I don't even think we can name too many table tennis players that we know, or squash players, or any one of them, right?
I think apart from like a large population, I speak
I think
only
it'll
for
take
India
a Bollywood
now.
movie for us to like realize the athletes
Oh
around us.
man,
That
the Bollywood
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, I think on a large part of India, we're just concentrated on watching cricket. I mean, guilty as charged. I don't know as many badminton players. Also, like probably the big names like PV Sindhu or Saina Nehwal
Yeah.
or something. But I got to know more names because of you, like rooming with you, hearing
Yeah.
you talk. So, and I think there are very few people who put up like, updates or like talk about it in general.
Yeah,
So
and this is what we wanted to do. We wanted to like highlight that this is happening on a daily, and we maybe should focus on it as well.
yeah, completely. I
Awesome,
think really
awesome.
makes sense. And
That's
what
pretty cool.
it's called Her Turf, right? Guys, check them out on Instagram. They're called Her Turf. And go check out their page.
This reminds me actually, there's this one story where this woman with her baby met with an accident, and the woman managed to escape, but the baby was still under the car. So there was this surge of adrenaline rush on the woman, and she somehow picked up the car with her bare hands and saved the baby. So
Wow.
Mira,
This is a real story, like actually.
this has been documented.
Oh,
So
wow.
while playing badminton, do you feel like you're some sort of a superhuman? You have that ability that literally goes out of the way, as compared to like somebody like me who just stands in one place and plays baddie.
Sometimes, yes, because the urge to win is real. And there are times where I've been injured or I'm dead. And it's like the last few points and you see yourself almost winning the tournament. And I've pushed myself, and I have realized much later that I don't know what it was. That end to just push yourself happened. And this is what most sports people also feel. You just have that extra energy in you which you did not realize that you actually had. So
I feel like this is what it feels to be a superhuman. When you get into
when you
that
say this, I actually think of
traction.
like so many athletes like Serena Williams or
Mhm.
so many of these people who've actually come back into playing a sport after being a mom.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
to see them achieve and win at that level
That's
is
insane.
actually
Yeah.
being
That's
superwoman.
insane.
Yeah, exactly. When you said that, like, that last moment just reminds me of like how it's shown in movies, right? That
Yeah.
or like Hulk or someone, Hulk is just channelizing,
smash.
yeah, channelizing all his energy.
So yeah, we can do it, guys. It's all part of us, and it's how much you really want something in the end. So
Do you miss it?
I miss it a lot, but I'm doing a lot of other things right now. But I'm also trying to balance it. I'm working out, doing my bit. I'm trying to play as much, but with COVID, it's not been easy because badminton's an indoor sport. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
trying to do as much as I can.
So Mahati and I were wondering. We've been
Mhm.
training hard for this, okay, for
Mhm.
years. Just by the way,
Yeah.
you're not the only one training. Both of us have also been training. We've been having those the right foods. At least oily foods are right for me, so I have it.
No, Mati and me cheat quite a bit, so it's okay.
So we were wondering if you would want to go 1v2 against the both of us in a court.
Oh my god, guys, I'm scared. I'm so underprepared.
I know.
And it's gonna be a tough match,
It's
Mira.
gonna be
It's gonna be
really
a tough
tough.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, but with this power inside me, I think I can do it.
Nice.
Okay, then chalo, let's wrap this up. I have to go beat Mira's ass in badminton now. Like, let's go.
Fully ready, Moti. Come, let's go.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh my
Guys,
God.
I'm literally next to you. It was supposed to be.
Yeah, you be umpire,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Keep score.
Yeah, keep score. You already know it's 21 points.
But I'm looking at you play, Mira. Look at you. You can barely jump, dude. Are you sure you can take me?
I will see you in court, Moti.
So, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. If you liked this episode, please follow us on Instagram. We're also available on Spotify and YouTube. Thanks to Mira for being here.
Such a fun time.
Thanks
I
for
loved
coming,
it.
Mira. Also, guys, if you haven't checked out our first episode yet, go check it out right now.
Thanks to Mrinal, he's fucking awesome, from Stained Class Productions, and also Do Creative Labs. Check them out, guys. They're awesome.
And thank you guys for listening. Remember, we roll out episodes every week, so stay tuned. And remember to keep it fresh.